Bobo C Tiberius here in round 3 in the kind of interesting loser bracket deck of a modern challenge. We have a path here, we have a martyr here, so we have one piece of the Martyr Proc puzzle. We are on the play, so we will be able to martyr pretty consistently. We like the Crucible with the Ghost Quarter, so this ends up being a pretty keepable hand, if we're being honest to ourselves. We are 0-2 here after some close, grindy games where we couldn't draw Wraths. Let's see how this one goes. We have the Wrath in hand here. It's a 5-mana Wrath, but it is a Wrath. Blood Crypt. Flameblade Adept. So this is Hollow One. Haven't seen a Hollow One deck in a while. We keep finding ourselves stuck against looking to go for the Crucible kill against 2-color decks this turn. So that's a bummer. Street Wraith. And they'll get in for 2. Ooh, they missed their land, it looks like. They can get in for 2 all they want. Menace says we can't block. They did not miss their land. Okay. I would have felt pretty bad for them had they missed their land. But also, as someone who often keeps one-landers and often gets punished for them, like, you kind of don't do that. We were going to play the Crucible here, but Ghostly Prison just ends up being significantly better, allowing them to only attack with 1 creature and have to not play spells to do it really locks them out of the game pretty consistently. So we're very happy with our situation here. They either get to get in for 2 or do nothing. They will go to attacks, get in for 2, paying 2 to do so. They leave the fetch up for our end step. And now we just lock them out of the game entirely. We have no problem drawing any number of Ghostly Prison against this deck. They'll sack here, down to 15. I don't see them coming out of this very easily, unless they have a way to kill Enchantment's main deck. They're laughing in the chat. They'll shock themselves to take a swing at me. We'll go down to 20. They'll go down to 13. We get a Field of Ruin. So we'll cast Crucible of Worlds here, holding up the path for if they choose to attack. They do choose to attack. And we will path here. Our mission now is to get them off of basics to close out the game. And we will do so with Field of Ruin first and then Ghost Quarter. Seems pretty open and close here, how we win this game. We get another path. in case they decide to attack. They'll fetch here. They put it into play untapped. They're hurting themselves really badly. Or hitting themselves really badly, I should say. I don't know if it hurts them. We'll play another Field of Ruin here. Get them off of that green. And hold up Path to Exile. And then we have 5 mana. They'll bolt. They'll bolt again. We can't die to bolts, unfortunately for them. We'll pass here. We now have enough mana to go get Martyrs, get our life back up, and take over from there. Ghostly Prison, in the main, really can mess some people up. For the longest time, I wanted it to be a sideboard card, and you're seeing here how it can just completely steal games. They hard cast mostly a Gurmag Angler, and can attack now. Gideon is cool. We like Gideon. Play Ranger here. Get Martyr and Serra. Play Field of Ruin. And we actually won't play Martyr here. We will hold Martyr back since we can block, we can path, we can Cleansing Nova. That's unfortunate. Let's see what we lose here. We don't lose the path. Do they get a Flame Wake Phoenix? Trigger. But they can't cast it and also attack. They'll get in for 4 here, so we'll path. See if they're out of basics yet. I don't think they are. Can't imagine. They do fail to find. Play a Blackcleave Cliffs. And from here, we can Field of Ruin them pretty aggressively and then cast Squadron Hawk. That gets all of the basics out of our library. So we're drawing even more stuff. They can still attack. We haven't gotten them off of enough mana to attack yet. We get all of our Squadron Hawks. We didn't lose any of those to the discard, which is nice. They'll concede there. Rough game for them. This is quite a favorable matchup, especially post-board. Everything we can bring in ends up being really, really strong against them. Sometimes they run walkers, sometimes they don't. So we will see these in game 3 if we need them. Let's see what's worth cutting before we decide whether or not to bring in the Elspeth and the Sun Titan. Archangel is great. Archangel wipes their board pretty consistently. Runed Halo is fine. Celestial Purge kills a lot of their creatures. Martyr, Serra, Ranger, all good. Gideon is just okay here, I feel like. It doesn't seem great. So what we'll do is we'll cut a Cleansing Nova and we'll cut the Gideons, I think. Let's bring, actually, Let's bring the Cleansing Nova back. It's very easy for us to get to 5 mana. It's so tough. So tough. Let's cut a proc instead since we're bringing in a Rest in Peace. And we'll go from there. Disenchant could come in for the potential to Blood Moon us. Blood Moon is a problem. But we're so far ahead, it seems difficult to find space for it. This hand is fine. We have the Wrath, we have the Crucible, we have the Ranger. We're very happy with this. It allows us, we have a lot of plans here. We have a path if they're able to get down Hollow One. They just start with a Flameblade Adept, which we may end up having to path. We may not. We'll see. Plains and pass. Let's see if they get the discard. They play like a Burning Inquiry. I don't want to lose the path and not have done anything with it. That seems very bad. Untapped, so they're down to 15. And they will discard pretty heavily here. So we'll path the Flameblade Adept now. They discard Burning Inquiry, EE, and a Mountain. We get a Serra Ascendant. That's too easy for them to bolt, honestly, to play it now. They discard Street Wraith and then Faithless Looting. Are we going to get Hollow One here? Hollow One seems pretty good. They discard to Faithless Looting a Flamewake Phoenix and a Street Wraith. They have a Bloodghast. They push themselves all the way down to 10 here. So we will be able to crack them pretty hard on the crackback. Lily of the Veil. So they do run discard. I think we discard the Serra here. Discarding the Serra seems like the best call. So we will bring in the Ballista and the Hex Parasite next game. If there is a next game. We're in pretty good shape to still be able to Crucible, Wrath, all this good stuff. They have to eventually deal damage to us. We'll discard the Serra and be fine with that. If Bloodghast read if a player has a certain life total, that would be an interesting card. Blast Zone is interesting here. Blast Zone with Crucible allows us to always be able to kill some of their stuff. Allows us to kill their Flameblade Adept with shocking consistency. They'll force us to discard again. So we'll discard Field of Ruin here. Since we have the Crucible online. Probably should have done that first. So there's the Flameblade Adept. They'll get in for 2 here. They're down to 1 card in hand. We do get a Mistveil Plains. So if we play this, Ghost Quarter it. Let's do the math here. Yeah, we can Wrath here. we'll Ghost Quarter on Blast Zone here. Get the basic back, or get the basic out of the deck, and then 2 for 1 with the Wrath here. Let's make sure we do this right. Let's get Field of Ruin. And Wrath the board. The only unfortunate thing about that is they can get the Bloodghast back with shocking ease next turn. We will cast Ranger. And then they have the option of... I guess they can still Lily us here. So we would like to draw something that pressures the Lily. They still have the option to Lily us. We will discard Mistveil Plains here. If we end up, so at that point we have to protect the Crucible at all costs when they Lily. Long decision for their Faithless Looting here. Very long decision for their Faithless Looting here. Interesting. They end up discarding a Fatal Push and a Blackcleave Cliffs. Fatal Push, I feel like you want to keep that. It kills a Serra really well, but I don't know. Joke's on you, it's Fatal Pushes all the way down. They make us discard, so we will discard the Mistveil Plains, as we said. And then their only option next turn to get somewhere with us is to Ultimate Lily. If they don't Ultimate Lily, they won't be able to Ultimate Lily. They're out of cards in hand. They discard a second Lily. So they don't seem to have any interest in ultimating Lily then. We will bring a Ghost Quarter out and cast Ranger. Get Martyr and Serra both times with the Ranger, I feel like is the play. So we have 6 permanents. I think what they will end up doing is going Ranger Crucible or the lands, and then at that point we absolutely take Ranger Crucible. They draw 4 cards, then discard 3 cards at random. They lose a Hollow One and a Flamewake Phoenix. That's a bummer. Hollow One would have helped them out a lot. I'll be interested to see what card they got from it, or if they just discard it to Lily. It doesn't make any sense to discard it to Lily. Crackwood at Foothills. Cast Fatal Push on Ranger of Eos. They'll make us discard. We'll discard a Field of Ruin, no problem. And then hit us for 2. We will Squadron Hawk here, and then Martyr. Getting our life total up to an absurd level. And I think if we bring out the Mistveil Plains or the Blast Zone, I guess Mistveil, we need white mana here. And we'll pass. They can Ultimate Lily here. And at that point, if they choose to Ultimate Lily, I think we just keep our lands. It'll be interesting to see how they set up the piles if they choose to Ultimate Lily here. I don't think Lily Ultimate wins them this game. It does hurt us, but in most cases, they're not going to be able to create favorable piles. They'll go to combat. We will block and activate, gaining 15 life and going up to 31. If they have a bolt, they're in good shape. But we can also just whittle them out with Squadron Hawk, I guess. It's taking longer to close this game out than I really expected. I feel like our best bet here. Do they Ultimate Lily here? Nope, they'll just make us discard. We will discard a Squadron Hawk here. The only issue now is we can't really get where we want to get to. They're kind of crap talking in the chat. Not really crap talking, just kind of talking about the game. They're upset. Play Emeria, play Serra, play Ranger. Okay, then concede. They don't want to play this game anymore, they said in the chat. Remember that you can concede at any time, guys. They have me talking in the chat now, so I'm struggling to kind of figure out what to do. Let's attack them. Get them down to 6. They are really, really intense on their life total, for lack of a better term. I'm fine with that. I'd like to keep the Ranger. Cleansing Nova is fine. What did we discard? A Path and a Proc. Now we finally get to see them separate, how they separate. Okay. We will 100% choose file 1. Oh, we misclicked there. Doesn't really matter. They're dead on the crackback. I think that's honestly the right choice. They attack in. They can't bolt us. They can't do anything to us. We kill them on the swing back. We're not even going to play the land. And that's the game. We get game 3, so we're 1-2 now, trying to stay alive in this. Hopefully we keep being able to draw good matchups for the rest of the way and draw well against them. See you in the next one.